So with a deal secured, did the U.S. achieve what it set out to do? The Wall Street Journal editorial board writing, Mr. Trump's willingness to use military force when no one else would has set back Iran's nuclear program. Military and industrial base. The result isn't Obama Deal 2.0 because unlike in 2015, Iran's key nuclear facilities are in rubble, and its enrichment of uranium has been halted for the first time in 20 years. But there's no denying that Mr. Trump is retreating from his main goals as political pressure is built at home and finishing the job requires greater military risk. So this boils down to three big questions. What was the main goal? What did it take to accomplish that goal? And are Americans willing to pay the price if more is required to achieve that goal? Joining me now is Louisiana Republican Senator John Kennedy. Senator, thanks for being with us here today. Let's get your reaction. From what you know so far to this memorandum of understanding, what is your reaction to this potential deal?
Well, here's what I know, Will. All day long, members of the media in Washington have been running around like lizards on a hot rock. What do you think about the agreement? What do you think about the deal? What if the deal says that? What if the deal doesn't do this? And I'll tell you what I told them. If you don't know, shut up. None of us have seen the document. Here's what I do know, based on what we've done and what the president and vice president have said. I know that the Strait of Hormuz is now open. The blockade on both sides has been lifted. I know that the price of oil and therefore the price of gasoline is coming down. I know that the document is conceptual, about a page and a half. It's basically a deal to make a deal. I know that Iran is immeasurably weaker than it was a year ago. We have bombed the crap out of them. There are huge swaths of Iran that look like something out of Mad Max 4. Iran has never been weaker. We've destroyed most of their nuclear program that we know about. Their fissile material, most of it anyway, is buried underneath the earth. We've destroyed a lot of their missiles and their drones and their production plants. It'll take 20 years for Iran to recover, and I don't know where they're going to get the money. China's not going to give it to them. We're not. Russia won't give it to them. Now, here's what I don't know. Will Iran make a deal? I don't know. Based on their history, we may be wasting the next 60 to 90 days. These religious zealots that run Iran, they learn to lie before they learn to talk. They think they're on a mission from God. They do. They're crazy as a bedbug. And in the past, they've always lied and refused to cooperate. But if they don't cooperate, we have devastated that country so badly. They have no air defenses. We can fly anywhere we want to. If they start their nuclear warheads program again, we will know immediately, and we can bomb the crap out of them again. And I think the world is safer after what America has done, and that's just my opinion.
So really quickly, Senator, it sounds like you know this as well as I do, Senator. There are some critics, not just within the media or on the left, but on the right, and right there, not just in the media, but around you on Capitol Hill, Republicans who are concerned about what they know of as the potential details of this deal. It sounds like your response is, look, mission accomplished in many of the ways that was laid out. Iran has been set back 10, 15, 20 years. And if the Strait is now open, even if they don't live up to a deal or the deal doesn't live up to your expectations, we have in many ways accomplished victory?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I've never thought that we would be able to get their fissile material without sending in American troops. And I was very hesitant about that. I've never thought Iran's going to step up and say, okay, you're right, we're giving up our ambition to have a weapon. And if they said it right now, I wouldn't believe them. Look, there are limits to what we could do, but we did what we needed to do. And let me say it again. Iran looks like something out of Mad Max 4. They're a lot weaker than they were, and therefore the world's a lot safer.
All right, Senator Kennedy, I think we're going to continue this conversation. I appreciate it, and I think we need to bring clarity on what was our objective, what was accomplished, and if the objective was something more for many of the critics, what would be required in terms of investment to accomplish what you don't like in this potential deal. We'll continue this conversation. Senator Kennedy, thank you.
Be sure to like and subscribe for all the Fox News latest on YouTube and catch full shows streaming now on Fox One.